Last summer, I was to go on a trip with my now 15-year-old son, Roman, to Mynamar, Taiwan and Korea. We had planned the trip the fall and winter, and with miles purchased flight tickets in January 2020. Then in March, as we all know, COVID-19 appeared. The year before, we went together to see the pyramids, the deserts of Wadi Rum, and the coral reefs in the Red Sea. And the year before that, we went and spent 2 months in Greece. These trips and writing about them helped me locate myself, to figure myself and all the many, many things I loved and feared. I recounted them, added stories to them, and all the things they got me to think about and feel. It has been said that humans are pets that have domesticated themselves in the incubators of early culture. All generations before us were aware of this, that you never camp outside in nature. The camps of man's ancestors, dating back over 1 million years, already indicate that they were distancing themselves from their surroundings. How far have we distanced ourselves from ourselves and places we live? In 1920, the biologist Jacob von Uxhall wrote in his reflections on the fundamentals of theoretical biology, "It is an error to believe that the human world constitutes a shared stage for all living creatures. Each living creature has its own special stage or unique niche that is just as real as the stage the humans have. This insight offers us a view of the universe as something that does not consist of a single soap bubble, which we have blown up so large to go well beyond our horizons and assume infinite proportions, but instead one made up of millions of closely demarcated soap bubbles that overlap and intersect everywhere." Of course, the pandemic made this evidently clear, and it made travel to these places at this time impossible. And so I would have to turn back to my memories of traveling to the East, both real and imaginary. That is my year on pilgrimage to China and India. Ah, the East. The very idea is highly contestable. Modernity implies the West, reason, history, state, and rationality. Rationality implies modernity, the West, and so on. The East implies tradition, ritual, myth, community, and emotion. The reasons for this enduring enchantment, this coloniality of power, is the fact that the discourse of modernity, the enunciation that defined modernity, the enunciated, was successful in hiding the fact that there cannot be modernity without coloniality. But that is getting way ahead of ourselves. So let me tell you now some stories of my travels, what I think simultaneously is a ridiculous self-parody and sort of terribly serious. The whole thing seems now to have disappeared in a mirage. Eons and epochs of time, inventions and fabulations, stories upon stories of Bedouins and ice cores, astral bodies and virtual worlds, of the Red Sea and the coral transplanted there, of pyramids and their wondrous drawings and maps to other worlds, and my work for the Egyptian Antiquarian Society, my travel to occult and paranormal dimensions, to the invisible and subtle realms. Oh yes, and being and becoming woman. And the intrigue and subterfuge of the trials of Luxor, the IPO, the robot company, how I was purged, only to find an exploit to be again, to be here with you. It's somewhere there in the stratum, but for now, it is as if it was all a dream. I wrote it all down to sort of figure it all out, to make sense of it, to put my memory in order. My meeting with Akhenaten, the virus on the Nile cruise, all those many things that happened to us yesterday and millennium ago. It's all there. Somewhere, everywhere, between me and you. Of course, these places I would discover as much as construct. And so I thought, well, that is the world, real and imaginary.